Unscripted.
Literally every start of every new generation, we seem to get a little bit of ebbs and flows. We get good news, we get bad news. You know, sometimes it's harder to get these consoles than other times. And I feel like that's pretty much par for the course. And what I mean by that is, it's bound to happen. You know, anytime you have new technology, you're going to be faced with good stuff. You're going to be faced with bad stuff. It just literally just happens. And even with that being said, sometimes you see something come about and it just makes you thankful that you went with the console you got. But at the same time, it also makes you completely thankful that, these companies are kind of trying to play off each other and be as competitive as they possibly can, because I feel like that is something that is vastly important and it is super, super critical into giving us fans exactly what we're asking for. And not only just giving us fans what we're asking for, but, giving gamers in general what they're asking for. So I feel like that's a smart move, a very smart move, and I'm very excited to see kind of where this lands and where this happens, because we're in 2021. But again, I don't want to be the guy to point out that I told everybody that we would be in a situation where even if the year changes technically, nothing really changes. We're still in lockdown. A lot of people, there's still a pandemic going on. There's still a lot of issues and stuff like that. We're probably going to see some great new games announced this year, and I'm excited for that. I just really honestly hope that we see something great in terms of like an E3 presentation or something. These little, I thought I was okay with the little half-done little promo vids or whatever, but even those feel super incomplete. So I hope that we get like an E3 type situation again. But at the end of the day, it's all about what these companies want to do themselves. So really, I don't have any kind of way to kind of push that whatsoever. But I did think that this would be a video that a lot of people would be interested in, and I'm really much looking forward to exactly what's gonna happen here. So I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on this as well. Let's get started. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel and it means a lot to me personally. And for me personally, I think that it's one of those things that I really love. Just doing the videos, like it's a passion of mine. I think that it's really something that that caters towards what I enjoy doing, and that's talking about video games. It's like there's a handful of things that I really, really enjoy in this life, and it's like video games, football, wrestling. I mean, those are obviously my family and things like that as well, and my faith and stuff like that. But I'm talking about like other things, like and it's up there. So please take a minute to consider subscribing, like the video. I would appreciate that. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully you're going to have the best year you've ever had, and stay positive with that, because I think good things are coming. So we saw an instance where Microsoft is promising to get Xbox Series X and S stock out there for 2021, according to Phil Spencer. He says they're building them as fast as they can, with everything obviously that went down in 2020. And I've stated this multiple times too. Both Microsoft and Xbox the fact that we actually got new consoles launching was something of a miracle. And if you manage to actually get one, as pre-orders for things were something of a mess. There isn't a lot of good news on the front as it stands, but Phil Spencer says that he wants you to know that they're building their new Xbox systems as fast as they can. In the final Xbox podcast of 2020, Spencer was on and was asked about the stock issues with the system, and he states that he understands the frustration from many, and he says that there was no holding back due to all the various issues, specifically the lockdown and its impact on production. It simply wasn't feasible to get more, and he promises that Microsoft is working hard to produce more stock. However, saying the assembly lines are going, and he's constantly on the phone with AMD. It's just really down to physics and engineering. We're not holding them back. We're building them as fast as we can. We have all the assembly lines going. I was on the phone last week with Lisa Su at AMD asking how do we get more. So it's something that we're constantly working on, but it's not just us. Gaming has really come into its own in 2020. Obviously, PlayStation 5 is in very tight supply. When you look at the graphics cards for the AMD NVIDIA, there's just a lot of interesting gaming right now, and console sales are just a sign of that. Game sales are a sign of that, and the hardware is in short supply, but they're working as hard as they can in terms of incredibly dedicated people and dedicated teams to get the most out of it. So, you know, he's promising that. Sony, on the other hand, are also making sure that they promise to get things kind of up and rolling as well, which I feel like is an incredibly great thing for them to do, because listen, at the end of the day, there's nothing that's guaranteed in anything, right? I'm just being honest about it. There's just honestly nothing guaranteed. And, you know, with that being said, the fact that we were managed to even get these kind of consoles and get these things out there is nothing short of a miracle, in my opinion, as well. And I said that earlier. You know, I'm grateful for that fact. So, you know, obviously, Sony was on the horn talking about, hey, they're getting their stuff ready as quickly as possible as well, and that they're managing to make, you know, make consoles at a breakneck pace to get them available as soon as possible, which is really good news, because I know a lot of people who want a PlayStation 5, and including my older brother, who hasn't really been able to find one and is having multiple issues kind of tracking down anything, you know, regarding PlayStation 5, and that's really kind of an unfortunate thing. I really do, you know, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't behoove these companies to sort of falsely say that there's shortages and things like that. It doesn't behoove these companies, because what happens is, let's say you're Sony and you're saying, oh, well, we're all sold out and we don't have any more, blah, blah, blah. And somebody happens to come across an Xbox Series X, maybe you lose that customer because they can pick up that Xbox Series X. So for me personally, I think that is a huge issue in terms of what they were able to actually get out there, and you wouldn't want that to happen. So I truly believe that it just all really does come down to being able to get something out there for these fans, you know what I mean? And I think that both Sony and Microsoft are both trying to do that. I have personally come across Xbox Series X's and S's in the store, so I don't know if that's something of a coincidence or not, but I've seen them in the store. I don't think those are as sought after, but I do think that it's very interesting that you know, both Microsoft and Sony are promising to fix these problems and stuff like that. The other thing that I thought was very interesting to me was Microsoft has a class action lawsuit against them over drifting Xbox controllers, and there's a lawsuit filed in April on behalf of several Xbox users alleging that drifting issues, which see controller movements incorrectly registered due to wear, have been experienced by a large volume of Xbox owners across various controller models. The suit alleges that the drifting issues are caused by a design flaw in Xbox controllers, which it claims Microsoft is aware of and failed to disclose to customers. In October, an amended complaint was filed, adding an additional 7 plaintiffs and demanding a jury trial to address the allegations against Microsoft. Now, a new motion by Microsoft has called on the Washington court to compel arbitration, which the corporation argues is in accordance with the service agreement. Basically, Microsoft is trying to get this thrown out of court and saying that it's not really their fault. But I have to be honest, controller drift is a bit of a hit or miss kind of issue. Like, for me personally, I have that mostly with the Switch. Just got to be honest, the Switch has the most controller input issues that I've ever seen as far as drift. I've never come across that on a PlayStation controller. There is a little bit of a dead zone on the Xbox controllers, so this is a good thing for Sony, because guess what? They totally redid their controller, but it's better than ever. And so it really makes you just kind of grateful that they went in a different direction with their controller, as opposed to, you know, what Microsoft did, which was pretty much copy what they had already done. And I feel like that's probably something that is a bit of a bummer, because, you know, you really kind of see the way that you know, both Microsoft and Sony are kind of in a little bit of opposite directions, and I think that's fine, right? If you love the way that Microsoft is doing things, great. It isn't really about that. I'm just saying, if Microsoft is going to have these issues and these drift issues, then it's definitely something that is probably going to be found on the new consoles as well. I still use my Elite controller. I just find it to be probably the best way to go about things. So yeah, it's very interesting to see this kind of thing still pop up, but, you know, hopefully Microsoft can get this fixed before too long, and, you know, hopefully we'll see something come about before, way before too long. I would love to see something actually get worked out here, because I know fans definitely want to see something done about this. So, and it probably should be done, given that people spend so much money on these dang controllers. It's ridiculous. So anyway, it just reminds you how good things are with Sony. So with that being said, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on all this stuff. I'm going to link it. Let me know. Are you guys very much loving the competition? You know, both of them trying to get as much consoles out as possible. Sony has, you know, arguably the better controller for the first time against an Xbox controller. I would just love your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. You can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up on Xbox Live or PSN. All those links are down below. And I hope you guys all have a great new year, and I hope this is your year. Take it by the haunches, you know, and just have a good time. Game on, my friends. Game on. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.